welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're diving into some fascinating stuff.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be looking at the claims of this guy, Alex Collier.
Oh, wow.
And he says he's been talking to extraterrestrial beings
Okay.
from the Andromeda constellation.
Pretty far out there.
Yeah, so we've got a lecture transcript here packed with all these firsthand accounts and like the Andromedans' perspective on like all of humanity.
That's some unique material for sure. Whether you're like a UFO enthusiast or, just kind of dipping your toes into this whole extraterrestrial thing.
Right.
I think this deep dive will be pretty intriguing.
Absolutely. So let's start with Collier himself.
Yeah.
He claims he's been in contact with these Andromedans for decades.
Mm-hmm.
Started with a videotape.
Oh, wow.
But here's the thing. This was all while he was already into the teachings of
Ramtha.
Yeah, another figure claiming extraterrestrial contact.
Oh, right, yeah. And this is where it gets interesting. Collier's Andromedan contacts actually confirmed Ramtha's legitimacy.
Really?
Yeah.
So they're like vouching for each other.
Sounds like it.
Okay, so who are these Andromedans anyway?
That's a good question.
They're not your typical little green men, right?
Yeah, not even close.
Collier describes them. These two, named Moore and Fassé, as like tall, blue-skinned, no hair, straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Their appearance is pretty striking for sure, but what's really fascinating is their nature.
Oh, yeah.
They're incredibly long-lived, peaceful, and respectful. And their technology makes ours look like stone tools.
Oh, wow.
Almost like a utopian ideal.
Yeah, totally.
To compare to our society, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
They don't even need money. They focus on like education, self-development. And get this thing. They have this deep understanding of interconnectedness.
What, like a hive mind?
Yeah, but like in a good way.
Right. It really makes you question our own culture a bit.
For sure.
Like, what's holding us back?
All right, buckle up because this is where it gets mind-blowing.
Okay.
Collier's claims about human origins. Let's just say they're out there.
Out there how?
Okay, so the Andromedans say our DNA. It's like a genetic cocktail, a mix of 22 different extraterrestrial races.
22. So we're talking like a whole bunch of alien ancestors.
Yeah.
That's a radical concept.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But think about it. Like, does this mean we've got this shared galactic heritage? Could there be other beings out there with similar DNA?
I mean, it really challenges our understanding of evolution.
Totally. And it gets even wilder.
Oh, no.
Collier claims that Earth humans, we were originally copper-based.
Copper-based?
Yeah, he calls them blue bloods.
That's a new one.
He says that there was this past nuclear war on Earth.
Okay.
And it actually changed our physiology, like it shifted us from copper to iron-based blood.
So like a lost history, a time when humans had different capabilities, different consciousness.
Exactly.
That's incredibly intriguing.
And it makes you think, what potential is hidden in our DNA?
Like dormant abilities.
Right. Collier even links the depletion of copper in our blood to like a reduction in brain capacity.
Yeah.
And a lowering of consciousness.
Wow. He even suggests different skin tones came from radiation damage during this ancient war.
Yeah.
That's a fascinating theory, for sure. Controversial, but fascinating.
I know, it really makes you rethink human history.
Definitely.
Okay, so the Andromedans have some interesting observations about human society.
Oh, yeah.
They see fear everywhere. And I think it stems from like a misunderstanding of self-worth and security.
Okay.
What's fascinating is they say religions and certain scientific beliefs actually make this fear worse.
Really? That's interesting.
And here's where it gets really thought-provoking.
Okay.
They say fear makes us withhold love.
Like hold back.
Yeah. And that actually hinders individual and collective evolution.
Wow. That's a powerful observation.
I know, right? It's like our emotions are holding us back as a species.
Yeah.
Think about it. How often does fear like dictate your choices? Do you hold back from expressing love? Or like pursuing your dreams? Because you're scared.
That's deep.
The Andromedans say facing our fears is like crucial for growth.
It's a call to action, isn't it?
It is. To move beyond fear and be more loving and courageous.
Even if you don't believe in aliens, that message resonates.
Totally. Now, remember how Collier was introduced to the Andromedans through a videotape?
Right.
Well, he says they also use these things called holographic symbols to communicate.
Holographic symbols?
Yeah. And according to Collier, they're not just pretty pictures. They're like keys, unlocking cellular memory in our DNA.
Whoa.
He even connects them to minerals like copper. So there's this link between the symbols, our genetic heritage, and our potential for awakening.
It's like ancient mythology coming to life.
It is, right. Like symbols holding power and unlocking hidden knowledge.
It really sparks the imagination. Think about ancient cultures and their symbols. Could there be a connection there? Lost wisdom.
Now, Collier doesn't just talk about the past. He makes some bold claims about our future, too.
Like what?
He says the Andromedans warned him about the implosion of third density.
Third density?
Yeah, for those who don't know Collier's work, he refers to our current level of consciousness.
Okay.
And like the physical reality we experience, it's a stage of development, cosmic scale.
Right.
And this implosion, it's not like a planet blowing up or anything.
Okay, good.
He describes it as a graduation.
A graduation.
Yeah. So some souls, based on their consciousness, they'll move to higher densities.
Like leveling up in a video game?
Exactly. But others, well, they might have to repeat the level.
Oh, so like a cosmic sorting process?
Yeah. The Andromedans even say these implosions, they create like dips in physicality.
Dips?
Like almost like black holes, acting as transition points between these densities.
Wow. And here's the kicker. Collier says the Andromedans predicted this implosion could happen as early as December 2013.
I know, right? And they said only a small portion of humanity might be ready.
Ready for what, exactly?
For this transition, it makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Definitely does. What determines our readiness for something like that?
Seems like it's about conscious evolution.
How we choose to live and grow.
Yeah.
That's heavy stuff. Like our choices matter on a cosmic scale.
Okay, so we've got ancient history, genetic cocktails, a cosmic graduation. Are you ready for the next level of this deep dive?
Hit me with it.
Things are about to get intense.
Oh, boy.
Collier's claims about a coming galactic war are not for the faint of heart.
Oh, man.
Yeah, serious sci-fi territory, folks. Stay tuned.
So Collier's saying our galaxy's not exactly a peaceful place.
Yeah, he's talking about like a coming war.
A war.
Not just between these extraterrestrial races, but a war for like humanity's future.
That's pretty intense.
It is.
It's like straight out of Star Wars.
Yeah, but like way higher stakes.
Oh, for sure. So who are the players in this whole cosmic conflict thing?
Well, Collier identifies a few groups, right?
Okay.
Each with their own kind of agendas.
Agendas, huh?
Like, he mentions these benevolent races.
Benevolent.
Yeah, that value human experience, human genetics.
Okay.
Seeing us as like this unique and valuable part of the galactic tapestry.
Right.
But then there are those who see us as a threat.
A threat? How so?
Well, like a competitor for resources. Even a danger to like the galactic order.
That's pretty heavy.
And then it gets more complicated.
Oh, no.
Collier claims there are groups like the Syrians.
The Syrians, okay.
And the Pleiadians who have been interacting with humanity.
Interacting.
For like centuries.
Wow.
But their motivations aren't always clear.
So we don't know if they're good or bad.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
He even suggests that the U.S. government,
Wait, the U.S. government?
yeah, has made deals with negative ETs.
Deals.
Granting them access to humans.
Access for what?
For various purposes.
Yeah.
Like abductions.
That's a pretty chilling thought.
It is. That there are these powerful forces that kind of operating behind the scenes, you know?
Yeah, like manipulating things.
Yeah. Influencing our destiny.
Without us knowing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like we're just pawns.
Pawns.
In this cosmic chess game.
Wow. Caught in this power struggle.
Between forces we can't even comprehend.
Yeah, that's scary. But amidst all this talk of war and like shadowy agendas, the Andromedans offer a glimmer of hope.
Oh, yeah. What's
They
more?
emphasize choice.
Choice.
They believe in free will,
Free will. Okay.
both individually and collectively. And they refuse to directly intervene in our affairs.
Why not?
They see it as a violation of our sovereignty.
Sovereignty. Okay.
Our right to choose our own path, even if it leads to mistakes or suffering.
So it's like they're saying, hey, we're here to offer guidance, but it's your call.
Yeah, a message of empowerment, but also responsibility.
Exactly.
And this whole sovereignty thing, it goes beyond individual choices. The Andromedans observe that. Humanity's value is often judged by how we treat each other,
Treat each other.
especially the vulnerable.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
They point to instances of betrayal,
Betrayal.
like abandoning soldiers, abducting children, exploiting resources.
Right. As examples of how we kind of fall short.
Yeah, it's a sobering reminder that our actions have consequences.
For ourselves and the collective.
Maybe even other civilizations.
It really makes you think about your choices.
It does. Challenges us to examine our values.
Yeah. So knowing all this, how do we prepare for the future?
Well, the Andromedans suggest focusing on the values they embody.
What are those?
Mutual respect, self-responsibility, seeking knowledge, questioning assumptions.
Okay, so being proactive,
Yeah, taking control of our own evolution.
not waiting for someone to save us.
Exactly. Creating the future we want.
Collier says the information we need is already here on Earth.
Really, so it's about seeking it out.
Yeah. Expanding our understanding, challenging what we think we know.
Being open-minded.
He mentions this exercise the Andromedans gave him.
An exercise.
Visualize turning yourself inside out.
Wait, what? Inside out.
Yeah, observing your energy, detaching from the external.
To truly see yourself.
Yeah. It sounds kind of out there,
It does.
but it could be a powerful way to connect with your inner self.
Confronting our shadows, embracing our wholeness, accessing a deeper self-awareness. The Andromedans believe this inner work is crucial.
For navigating the challenges ahead.
Exactly. Aligning ourselves with our true nature.
So how do we access this hidden knowledge?
Collier suggests seeking information from various sources.
Okay, keeping an open mind.
Questioning what we're told, trusting our intuition,
Yeah, becoming more discerning.
especially in a world full of misinformation.
Right. He also highlights ancient cultures,
Ancient cultures.
specifically Native American wisdom.
Native American.
He claims they have a deep understanding of Earth's energies and their connection to the cosmos.
Like a knowledge that's been passed down.
Exactly.
It's fascinating to think that the answers we're looking for might be found in the traditions of indigenous peoples.
People who've lived in harmony with nature for centuries. And it's not just ancient wisdom. Collier emphasizes observing nature too,
Observing nature.
specifically birds.
Birds.
He claims they can offer clues about Earth's magnetic flows
Magnetic flows.
and the changes happening.
So like they're indicators.
Yeah, it's like nature's a powerful teacher.
If we just pay attention.
Collier even links charting the stars
Charting the stars.
to understanding magnetic flows for space travel.
Space travel. Interesting.
He suggests we've distorted that knowledge
Sorted.
into the belief system of astrology.
Huh. It makes you wonder how much of what we believe is based on misinterpretations or distortions.
Right. But all this talk of galactic war and hidden knowledge can feel overwhelming.
It can. What about the here and now? Like, what can we do to prepare for everyday challenges?
Well, Collier emphasizes self-sufficiency and self-reliance.
Self-sufficiency.
He suggests learning practical skills,
Skills. Like what?
growing food, purifying water, generating energy.
So becoming less dependent on systems.
Yeah, more capable of taking care of ourselves and our communities.
Being resilient and prepared.
Exactly. Valuable skills no matter what you believe.
Definitely. Empowering ourselves to be resourceful and adaptable.
Collier also mentions that Earth will go through some major changes.
Changes. Like what kind of changes?
He says there could be a magnetic pole shift.
A pole shift. That's big.
He even suggests we might wake up one morning and our moon is gone.
Gone. What, like disappeared?
Yeah, he says it's a preemptive measure by benevolent forces
Benevolent forces.
to prevent negative ETs from using it as a base.
So like they're protecting us.
Right. These are some dramatic claims.
They are. But we can't predict the future for sure.
Yeah.
It's good to be aware of the potential for change.
Definitely. So how do we prepare for such drastic events?
Collier says pay attention to signs in nature,
Signs.
like unusual bird migrations,
Okay.
as indicators of these changes.
He also emphasizes intuition,
Intuition.
trusting our inner guidance, staying informed about the world.
That makes sense.
He even suggests there's a second, smaller sun.
A second sun
Yeah, behind the one we see.
behind the sun.
He says it was placed there after a past war on Earth.
A war on Earth.
Yeah, to reduce radiation levels.
So like a hidden piece of our cosmic history.
Right. Forces at play that we're not even aware of.
It's fascinating to think our understanding of the solar system might be incomplete.
There might be secrets hidden in plain sight. So with all this talk of galactic wars, Earth changes, hidden knowledge, where do we go from here?
Collier suggests focusing on our intuition,
Intuition. Okay.
connecting with ourselves,
Yeah.
paying attention to synchronicities,
He also emphasizes sharing knowledge.
sharing knowledge, right?
Supporting each other through these times.
Coming together as a species,
Recognizing our shared humanity.
working towards a future of love, peace, and understanding.
Yeah. It's about remembering who we are, tapping into our power, creating a world that reflects our highest aspirations. Okay, so we've covered a lot. From the Andromedan perspective to galactic war, Earth changes. But Collier also mentions specific extraterrestrial races
Races, like who?
that have been interacting with us. Who are they and what roles do they play in all this?
Let's meet some of our cosmic cousins.
All right, so let's meet the neighbors. Collier talks about the Sirians, a group with a long history on Earth, but he says not all of them are good. He specifically mentions some from Sirius B, and they might not be so friendly. What's that about?
Well, Sirius is a binary star system, so it's got two stars, Sirius A and Sirius B. Collier suggests that the Sirians from Sirius B, they might be the first to openly contact us.
Really?
But here's the thing. They might pretend to be benevolent, like saviors, but actually have ulterior motives.
Like a cosmic Trojan horse? That's kind of scary.
Yeah, it really shows how important discernment is. Not everything from space is here to help.
So are all Sirians bad?
Not exactly. Collier says some Sirian races are part of our genetic heritage.
Really?
Yeah, he claims they were involved in creating the human form on Mars.
Wait, humans started on Mars?
It's a pretty wild claim, but if it's true, it means we're even more connected to the cosmos than we thought.
Okay, let's talk about the Pleiadians. They're
Yeah.
pretty popular in UFO stuff, right?
Yeah, they're often seen as benevolent. Collier kind of agrees, but says they've also made some iffy choices.
Like what?
He mentions they've been known to abduct children.
Without asking.
That-
That's not cool.
Right. Even if their intentions are good, that's crossing a line. Free will's a big deal, remember?
Totally. So the Pleiadians are kind of a mixed bag. What about the Procyon? Who are they?
Collier describes them as a super advanced race that's been watching us for a very long time.
Oh, wow.
He claims they were one of the first to recognize humanity's potential.
So, like, they see something special in us.
Seems that way. He says they're particularly interested in our capacity for love and creativity.
That's interesting. These different advanced races all see something unique in us. It makes you wonder what we're really capable of.
It does. Maybe it's something we're just starting to tap into.
So we've got this mix of extraterrestrial races, some good, some not so much. What's the takeaway here?
I think the message is that humanity is at a crossroads. The choices we make now will decide our future. And these extraterrestrial races, whether we see them or not, are part of this.
It sounds like we need to be really careful about who we trust.
Absolutely. Remember what the Andromedans said. Free will, self-determination. It's up to us to decide our destiny.
So it's not about picking sides in some cosmic war, but about making choices that are true to ourselves.
Exactly. Remembering who we are, tapping into our power, creating the future we want.
Collier's story is pretty wild. Mind-blowing claims, thought-provoking ideas. But at its core, I think it's a wake-up call. A reminder of our potential, to step into our power as a species.
It's a reminder that we're not alone, and that we have the ability to create a future full of love, peace, and understanding.
Well, there you have it, folks, a deep dive into the claims of Alex Collier and his extraterrestrial encounters. A story that challenges our perceptions of reality, invites us to explore the mysteries of the cosmos. What do you choose to believe? How will you respond to this call to awaken? Keep those questions in mind. This is The Deep Dive, signing off.